Pillars of Eternity continues. Welcome back to more White March expansion content. We are in Russet Wood, about to head into a deep, dark cave. That's a lot of bones. Whoa. Standing tall amongst the wolves inhabiting the cavern, this creature turns to face you as you venture forward. Scores of wounds and scars riddle its hide, and one dull eye stares out blindly from its skull. It growls a threat as you approach, one echoed by its fellows. At the creature's feet lie two villagers, one heavily wounded. The other holds an arm across his stomach, and he looks up at you with pleading eyes.
Help! Please help us!
As the beast turns its head back towards the hunter, you sense a strange aura emanating from it. It is as if its hide were holding in a tempest of soul essence, fierce and all-consuming as flame. It takes little effort before the beast's soul threatens to overwhelm you with its intensity. Wrath and hunger buff at you at all sides, until you reach through the storm to find a smaller, dimmer pulse of light, and are swept headlong into a memory. The chill bites into your cheeks and your lungs burn a little from the run. You look down at the little wooden carving in your hand, and you run your thumb along the edge of the carved bear's spine. The totem has already brought you luck. You found 2 rabbits in as many snares, and that's a rare enough feat these days. You're certain now that this was a gift from Galawain, that you were meant to find it on that lonely shrine and take it.
Soldier!
Your father's voice snaps you out of your reflections, and you rush forward to rejoin him beside the campfire. You brandish the hairs, and catch a glimpse of a rare smile under his graying beard. But the smile disappears almost immediately as shadow falls over you both. You feel the rush of wind a moment before the log comes crashing down, and roll out of the way just in time. You hear your father cry out in pain somewhere nearby. Both the hairs and the totem slip from your grasp. You can feel power surging within you. Your heart thunders into your chest, but instinct pulls your senses into order, and you feel the familiar stretch of limbs, the sudden dizzying shift in height. But something is wrong. Your senses are fading rather than growing stronger. There's a howling in your head like a screaming chorus, and everything in you shrieks for you to bite, to tear, to eat. The memory slips from you, and when you come back to yourself, the beast is shaking its head, as if to clear an itch, clawing at its ears. Soldier! The creature snaps and snarls, evidently uncomprehending its edges toward the nearest hunter, even as it watches you balefully with a single eye. As you draw back, one of the winter wolves suddenly leaps in front of the hunters, taking up a defensive posture. By the way it favors its leg, you recognize the wolf you helped in the wilds. I must now confront it within. The wolf I found in the cavern bears more resemblance to a spirit shifter, though it appears incapable of communicating. My watcher abilities granted me a vision from what appears to have been the druid's past. In the vision, a young man took a totem from the shrine of Galawain. His subsequent attempt to shift into druid form seems to have resulted in becoming trapped in the other skin. Perhaps the totem has something to do with all this, if it may still be at the old campsite where it was dropped. Interesting! Can't really talk to him. Oh! They didn't like that too much. Whoopsie! I was gonna just let him eat the guy.
Yes. Help! Please!
The beast turns from its wounded prey. I don't think there's an option where they'll just take out the hunters. This game doesn't have enough evil shit in it. Should be an option that says, go ahead, eat that motherfucker. I don't care.
What is
Happily ever after in here. I think we'll go find the totem and see what we can do after that.
Help! Please!
Because all these are just helping out things. I mean, if there is no option but a good or neutral option, then obviously that's where the path we have to take. Nice little pendant that we can get from this quest. However, if we do things correctly.
What do you suppose that
Ah! Nice catch.
valley
Ella.
thing is?
Okay, thank you.
As you wish.
Oh, we also got that quest item. Mr. Satan pointed out we could examine it further. Let me go take a look-see at that before I forget. Holy shit. Oh. Tweezing a walk, yeah. Okay. Tweezing a walk. Empty gift bearer chest. Oh, I can't wait to confront that. Oh, and there's 2 paths as well. 2 paths meeting. I'll look for it here in a second. Ah, look at that! It's a skull-sized piece of wood. It's been carved into a stylized figure of a bear striding forward. There's a multitude of decorative engravings and gouges cut into the surface. I'm assuming we can go replace this at the shrine.
What is it?
you set the totem back onto the shrine, the wind suddenly picks up, lifting powdery snow and leaves into the air. You hear the distant baying of hounds upon the breeze, and the air grows thick with the scent and taste of copper and gunpowder. The bear's carving's eyes seem to gleam, pinpoints of crimson against the sudden growing darkness. Lean shadows prowl against the backdrop of a stone altar, and for one timeless moment you feel as if you're being pulled away by a current of fear and ferocity. The thrill of chasing and panic of being pursued. At last it releases you and the shadow melts away under the moonlight. In the distance you hear a mournful howl.
Yes?
Maybe you turn back to human and the wolves ate him.
That'd be cool.
Yep, he's human and the wolves are gone. Even lamer.
No secret goodies?
This young man is nearly vanished within his tattered furs. Both man and hide are covered in patches of grime and dried blood. His head snaps up immediately as you enter, and you find yourself on the receiving end of a fearful one-eyed gaze.
What's happened?
What?
Who are you?
What? He reaches up to touch the skin around his blind eye gingerly.
You don't remember? That's convenient.
I remember it in pieces. It's mostly darkness, but I could see sometimes. I think I hurt someone. Wait, my father. Thiersch. Is he alive? Where is he?
He's probably one of these corpses.
No, that can't be. Not after all this.
He looks to the bones scattered across the cavern floor and cringes from them.
I've done such terrible things. How could I hope to return home after all that?
Of course, no evil answers.
He's been trying to kill you all this time. I don't think he'd welcome you home.
You're right. There is nothing I can do that will repay those families, restore those lives. Take this. It's the last reminder I have of my life in Stalwart, and I don't deserve it. If you see my father again, please, tell him I'm sorry. I never wanted any of this to happen.
Boo. Banished him from his town and kept the broken family broken. That's as evil as an outcome as you can get on this quest, it looks like. Keep in mind, before I finalize these quests, I do research on things like Game Banshee and Wikipedia to see the different outcomes. That's kind of after I fumble my way through it, trying to find the evil outcome myself, but off camera I test out many options as well. I guess these crag ogres don't want to be my friend.
Aye? Rith Uligna!
They dropped the shit out of that guy.
You wanna fuck with Lug Lug? Retreat!
How many?
Look at the Gibbs! They're fucking everywhere!
What is it?
If you're new to my channel and the Pillars of Eternity LP is what brought you here, then by the grace of Satan himself, make sure you watch my Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and my Baldur's Gate Low Wang special. And catch the Baldur's Gate song that made Lug Lug even more famous than he already is.
A blade in the
Truly a
dark.
masterpiece, if I do say so myself. Another cave of lave. Holy campfire galore, baby.
Nice and quiet.
An ogre cave.
There's no accounting for taste.
That shit is dope!
The petrified skull is as cold and hard as stone. Wax tears dribble from the eye sockets.
I want one! Bring them!
What's he supposed?
You fucking
The
Diggleberry!
molly thing is.
Run!
As you wish.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Fortunately, we're gonna have to kill some ogres. intend on making them my friends eventually. The wide shaft snakes deep underground. The lip is surrounded by scattered refuse and half-gnawed carcasses, but a wisp of light wink along the walls below. Yet the chute disappears in the darkness, peering into the depths. All you can see are shattered bones and streaks of frozen sludge stuck to the ice. A rancid odor of rotted meat wafts from the chute. The ice that varnishes the chute feels slick and smooth. It won't offer any traction. The faint echoes of the depths suggest that it's a long way down. However, you notice a thick stalagmite nearby. It looks sturdy enough to hold a rope and a grappling hook. You secure the hook to a thick, solid-looking stalagmite, giving the rope a tug for good measure. It holds you and casts the free into the darkness of the chute. You grab the rope and plant your feet as best as you can against the slippery ice. You lower yourself slowly, seeking out rough patches and ribs in the marble and fill-streaked ice. After several minutes, the mouth of the chute disappears above you. The climb tests your patience more than your strength, forcing you to choose your footholds carefully until the chute opens into a wide cavern around you. You lower yourself hand over hand, keeping your half-numb fingers wrapped around the rope. You still can't see the bottom, but as you look around, a glint of light catches your eye. You see a small outcropping clinging to the wall nearby. Skeletal remains clustered on the ledge, and between the bones you detect a glimmer. The edge of the outcropping is just close enough that you might be able to swing toward it. You heave your weight from side to side, building momentum. The rope creaks under increasing stress, but the ledge is almost within reach. You swing once more! As your fingers brush the outcropping, a loud crack resonates down the chute, and the rope gives beneath your weight. You experience a panicked moment of free fall before the rope snags again. While you can't see all the way down in the mouth of the chute, you guess that your grappling hook dug its claws into a ridge in the ice just in time. It's holding for now. You tighten your grip about the rope and consider your options as the rope creaks softly overhead. You decide to anchor a new support. From here you can't tell how secure the rope is, but you suspect that any sudden weight change of fumbling could dislodge the rope and send you crashing down. Oh, Sundayloff, he's light. He's got good decks. It creaks and moans at every pull, but Eloth's deft hands and agile movements keep it steady. After a tremendous effort, Eloth reaches the top of the chute. The top of the stalagmite is broken off, and the grappling hook is barely holding on to the remainder.
Maybe we should have went down one at a time.
Eloth eases the hook down and into the thick base of the stalagmite, wedging it firmly into place. With the hook secure, Eloth climbs back down to join you. Confident that the rope is tightly secured, you pump your legs to get your rope swinging once more. You quickly pick up speed, and soon the outcropping looms within reach. At last you seize the edge and pull yourself up to the next to the tangle of skeletons. A leather bag lies half buried under the bones, and something glows within. You pick it up and stash it away. With your prize secure, you give the rope a gentle tug and climb onto it once more. You continue your descent down the chute. The open cavern narrows again into an inclined tunnel. Light from below glazes the ice in aquamarine hues. You are near the exit. The walls of the chute close around you as you approach the exit. The footholds become slip and sparse once more. Eloth barely manages to hold on to the rope, wrenches a shoulder before emerging from the tunnel into the open cavern. It's a shout out to the Kickstarter fans, all 77,000 of us. One day I'll do an unboxing of the signed collector's edition that I hold within my grasp. Ooh, it's a two-handed rodical called Golden Gaze. Ashfall was one of the most hotly contested Adarian settlements in Deerwood. The Baldwin Stringbroad was honored to receive an appointment as Thane there. However, he worried over his 2 children who displayed little of his martial skill. He hired a Valian wizard to assist the children's training, and this wizard crafted a rod specifically for that purpose. He promised that the rod's missiles were mild enough to avoid seriously injuring the Thane's heirs, but that weapon would in time reveal the nature of their weakness. The rod performed exactly as the wizard had promised, yet after months of training, Baldwin's children were no better in combat, but half of Asheville knew of their weak parries and blind spots. When both heirs fell to the Glenfallen raid, the wizard fled, taking Golden Gaze with him. Shoots out 2 projectiles. 5% chance to cast exposed vulnerabilities on hit. Seems pretty awesome. It would require 2 of my rubies to make exceptional. We can easily make it burning. I'm just trying to get new shit here, man. This game doesn't do a great job about making it blatantly obvious, because once you've upgraded a weapon you've had, it can start to outshine shit that you get even later. However, let's see what this does. Still only going to do 11 to 16 piercing damage, but I guess since it's shooting 2 projectiles, it's really 22 to whatever. 42. Or 30, 32? Yeah. Disorienting for 5 seconds on hit. Exceptional. Not a whole lot else going on with that one. The exposed vulnerabilities is huge. Of course, you can see now the value of this is much higher. We'll go ahead and rock it. I definitely am not getting rid of this anytime soon. The fact that you can dominate random creatures with it is huge in battle. Huge. Oh, and Gutter 7 is saying we need boots on Mr. Ronstock. His fucking feet are cold. Got some spare boots here, right? +3 damage reduction against shock. Meh. Max endurance. Defense against stuck, paralyzed, and hobble. It's a possibility. None of these really stand out as awesome. What's Jolting Touch do? +2 foe jump targets interrupt. Let's try these boots out. They sound like good wizard boots.
Oh, thank you, Game Hoarder. My feet were getting cold.
Yes?
Trollhide belt. This belt has been crafted from mossy hide of a forest troll. I think we have these. +1 endurance per 3 seconds. Think about it, not that great. Considering we're taking way too much damage in combat to even fucking think about using that. I saw something. Leg with Fs! Oh, hell yeah. That rod is awesome.
I feel so much. I'll let Matron's fire bless this.
That's right. Shake, you squeamish little bitch.
I shall.
You see it? See Aloth's wand there? It's looking sweet titties. It's got that little
I shall.
fire enhancement on it.
What is it?
Loggerford liver!
As you wish. As you wish. What?
Thought he was our friend.
Yes.
Ooh, getting some amethyst.
Well?
That was complete luck. Wayfarer's Hide. A famed dwarven explorer, Katrin, exemplified her people's reputation for wanderlust, undertaking journeys spanning nations on both sides of the Great Eastern Ocean. To aid her in her expedition, she commissioned a set of hide armor which would allow her to cross treacherous terrain without hindrance. Inspired by her stories, the armor enchanted this hide to grant the wearer uncommon stamina. The sight of Katrin running along the unscathed through a field of thorny brambles became a common one. It is said that Katrin's fame and experience was such that she was asked to accompany the expedition, which would ultimately result in the founding of Durgan's Battery. Whatever the truth of the matter, no further records of her exploit exist. Nice. Take it. Keep that out and examine it later. The rest of you get in my chesticle. Finally finding some decent shit from Purple Scout locations, so that's cool. Boom boom! Just getting fucked up.
What?
Boom boom! Boom boom boom! Boom 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 boom!
You can trust me.
And you, my friend. You can trust
As
me.
you wish.
Scrying chamber key.
Fishy fish. You no take our fishy fish.
I shall.
Well?
Oh, shit!
Well?
You might find this interesting.
I do find that interesting, actually.
That's
These little
unusual.
bastards set up plenty of them. Let's get into formation, please.
Yes? Of course.
Oh, that's good enough for me.
Yes?
Ah, thank God. That's wrong. That's not very good.
Fireball Squad!
How may I help you?
Fireball Squad! Primal water out the fucking
course.
wazoo, baby. Here's an exit. I just want to see where this goes to. Oh, this goes back upstairs. There were some stairs we could have taken. But there's probably big, mean, evil ogres that we don't want to kill. Oh, shit. Or it just takes us right to Matron Beregan's lair. There's a key. I bet it goes to that door down there.
Fish, sweat, sulfur.
The ogre matron sniffs the air. Her nostrils as wide and dark as two pistol barrels. Ah, her nose smells like my IC. I think I've got a better deal in this life.
You approach the flames, that whisper clan with the stink of stalwart heavy upon you. You fill our halls with dreams of battle and bloodshed.
A pale grimace parts the matron's teeth, yet even while her fingers clamp in a fist, she watches you carefully.
Why would I attack you? It was the Wolf with Many Mouths clan that attacked Stalwart.
Matron Forgash's clan. But it's rare that you thin-skinned folk know the difference. And Stalwart.
Her teeth lock back in a snarl.
The villagers spy on our camps and spoil our hunts. They pick us off only to retreat behind their walls.
Cold fury rumbles in her voice.
Like a crack in the ice, they spread deeper into our lands with each waning moon. But we'll answer them blow for blow.
She punctuates her words by ramming one meaty fist into the other.
The villagers seek the White Forge. They're not after you.
Yet they come with weapons in hand and mark their passage with the blood of my kind.
Wiry black hairs bristle along her arms and neck.
And their strength fails, so they send you to carve a path through the fallen keep.
A shiver runs through her thick flesh.
Durgan's battery unsettles you.
Of course it does!
Her hot breath hisses between barred teeth. The other ogres growl and glare at you. It seems the matron's been less aggressive than the males in only a relative comparison.
It's the diseased carcass of a ruined civilization. It festers with restless spirits and rotten magics. I see. Ugh.
She roars and clutches her head with wide, long-fingered hands.
Dreams. Hailstones falling like cannonballs from the ramparts. A frozen gale screeching through the tower door.
Her nails plow trenches through her ropey hair and raise a spot of crimson from her scalp. Finally, her growls subside and her breathing slows. She looks back at you with bloodshot eyes.
My dreams drove me to found this clan. Now my dreams tell me that Stalwart's ambition will destroy us.
This isn't about you. Stalwart wants Durgan's battery for trade. And dreams also often communicate something of the truth.
We believe this too. Every matron earns her place by the power of her visions.
She clenches her fist tightly, her knuckles cracking like gunshots.
And now you'll tell me why you're here.
I heard another adventuring company, members of the Laden Key, crossed your path. I'm looking for anything that they may have found.
The Night Winds whispered this name to me. They found us clubs and cannons ready. As for what we found on them...
She sighs, heavy plumes gust from her nostrils.
I've more trust in you than those villagers. Or the next pack of fools they call here.
She scratches her head, and the rough sound is like the scraping of an iron file. And they really went out of their way on adjectives in describing this one. High praise indeed.
I'll give you my blessing. And the remains of the last clods that passed through. Perhaps they found something of value to you, but you must keep Stalwart from harassing us further.
She raises one thick brow in regard to you.
Agreed!
Then take the bounty of your foolish predecessors. May it serve you better.
Her lip twitches. One of the ogres standing near Beregan mutters something into her ear. Laden Key expedition journals, some robes, a bunch of bullshit.
You have the peace of flames that whisper. And my thanks for avoiding unnecessary violence to my clan. Morag can give you a place to rest, and access to our supplies. Speak to him at the mouth of the cave.
She raises a scarred and muscled arm and points back to the way you came.
I hope your skills are as fine as your words. It is rare that a matron betrays her dreams.
I got Ogre Matron on my team now.
Yes.
Time to steal shit.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
They didn't like that, dude. Come on, man. I need that fucking sapphire. It's a freebie. That's okay.
Of course.
I think there was more exploring to do. I'm not quite done here just yet, McCoy. Thanks for opening that door. I must unveil all the treasures.
When do I get a cannon of my own?
Go up to the battery and take one like the rest of us.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment. Nice and quiet.
Well, there's treasure here, but nothing worth getting into a fight over. Not pissing off the matron. I believe she would have helped us on the battlefield against Retard Ben, but she will also help us later beyond that, I believe.
Got another batch of cannonballs ready.
Good.
I shall be discreet.
I need an invisibility spell so I can steal at will.
I'll have it in no time.
At least I'm grabbing the XP
The
from
work of a
unlocking the
moment.
chesticles. Spell plus 10 versus spells. That's kind of nice. Probably could have came through here and killed these guys first, then befriended her, but
Dig, 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 digging all day.
gemstones glitter between veins of ore. They're deeply embedded within the cave wall, and extracting them intact would require a hammer and chisel. Do it. The chisel keeps slipping from your grip. Your careless hammer and blow destroys some of the more valuable gems. Fortunately, you're able to retrieve the rest without any trouble. This horn was once mounted on a helm, but looks to have been severed off in battle. Whoops. The world around you blurs and fades to black. When your vision returns, you find yourself in a small wooden hut, its interior dimly lit by the embers in a nearby fire pit. You're wearing mail armor, several sizes too large for you, and clutched in your hands is the ivory horn of some sea creature, one end sharpened to a point. Where do we go to, Gardor? Your sister, Katha, huddles near you. Oh, that was a chick. Her eyes wide, fixated on the hut's door, which has been barred shut. The door shudder and splintered beneath heavy blows coming from the other side. Enraged growling can be heard just beyond the door. All at once, the world halts all around you. The pounding stops. Wooden splinters from the door hang suspended in the air. Katia no longer trembles and no longer breathes, her eyes fixed in place like a doll's. The wisp of essence you had followed to this point in the memory has dwindled to little more than a faint trail. However, you find by concentrating on what might have happened next, you are able to sense whether it truly did. We unbar the door. No sooner does your mind touch on the possibility than the world lurches back into motion. A large creature resembling a bear and taller than any man in your tribe stands just outside the door. Its coal black eyes widen suddenly in confusion when it sees you. Enraged by your audacity, the creature charges, easily swatting you across the hut with one massive paw. As it does, Katia dodges past the creature and escapes the hut. Each breath is agony, but you clutch the horn defiantly as the creature advances. The snarling of the creature and your own belabored breathing fades. Is that how it happened? It's been so long, hard to remember. I had the vision when I picked up a horn, part of a helm apparently. A helm, yes, my helm, I remember it, but who was I? Why haven't I returned to the wheel? Maybe if you knew who you were... Oh, this is Lug talking to him.
Maybe if you knew who you were, you would know whether it was time to move on.
The helm is all that remains of my old life. If you found some of me within one piece, perhaps my memories are scattered with the rest of it. Perhaps there is peace to be found in its reassembly.
I'll track down the other parts of your helm, and then I will wear it.
Thank you, my friend.
Gorode's helm.
Well, it's going to be an awesome horned helm, so we know who's going to be donning that shit.
How may I help?
Gonna be wrapping up the vid here soon. Now we can kind of look over here as well. Hey, it gives more experience for exploring than for killing. Or at least you get something.
Aye? I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
So definitely some gems and stuff.
Of course. How may I help? I'll have it in no time.
Might as well grab the experience off this chesticle, even though we can't grab anything from it yet.
The work of a moment.
It's 300 XP. Can't pass that up. Let's go see what this ogre has for sale.
I heard Amu are big. You're not so big.
He squints at you beneath the long slope of his brow.
Matron Beregan told me to sell you whatever you want. You here to buy something?
Not on arrest. Tempered Helm. +3 might for 20 seconds per kill, +5 damage reduction. Corrode burn free shock for 20 seconds per kill. Minus fly deflection for +20 seconds per kill. +25 against hobbled, stuck, paralyzed attacks. +25 against charmed, confused attacks. +10 against dominated attacks. This helm is dented and scratched. It looks like it's seen plenty of rough use. It's comfortable enough, but when you put it on, you feel a powerful rage start to descend upon you. I think it's time we give Lug a new helm, goddammit. It's just time. Prevent death for 20 seconds. Prevents a severely wounded character's health from reaching 0 when it would result in death. The character can still be knocked out through endurance loss. Okay. Keep note of that. Got plenty of Wadika hoods. That helm didn't cost so much now. And we got a new helm for Mr. Lug. It looks a lot like the other one we had made for Lug. But not quite, it is different. We're going to need to get some snapshots over to SciArt so we can have this helmet updated. As you can see, there's some blue, the blue cross coming down with some, looks like some blood spatters. It is a dope helmet though. Not worth quite as much. Hang on to the stag helmet because we might need to make dex checks in particular storyline type quest and parts of the game, but we needed a helm switch up. It's been too long. This leather-bound journal is embossed with the image of a key. Most of the pages are filled with rust-brown stains or writing too small to read, but you're able to decipher a passage near the end of the journal. Couldn't detect how the front door opens, even after she pried the iron tile from relief. The more I consider it, the surer I am that the old Valian was right. We'll have to dispose of him, but we can't afford to act until we've destroyed the White Forge. Even his meager knowledge was a revelation to us. If he's right, we've got to hope that the Cantek he speaks was written down somewhere. We've decided to strike camp and search for area for books, records, something. Anything's better than sitting in the middle of this blizzard. Alright folks, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Stay tuned for more.